At the UN General Assembly next week already, Ukraine's President Zelensky will present his plan for victory to world leaders. Me and Zelensky both think that being allowed to shoot British-made Storm Shadows missiles into Russian territory means victory for Ukraine. Well, Keir Starmer agrees, Joe Biden does not, and Zelensky is like, well, let us try and see what happens. Western politicians and Western media seems to playing the same old game here, hide and seek. With one significant amendment to classic version's rules, though. The former always hides in one place, and the same place where the latter never looks into. In reality, it looks like that. Some world-renowned Western media outlet moves a brow up like this, and is asking, is Biden right to be worried, or is this all part of a wider plan by the president to bring us closer to some kind of peace? And answer never follows, until it's too late. And then media is like, oh, we thought there's a plan. And the politician is like, oh, I never said there is none. It was planned that things will go where we want them to go, and that is west. But things all of a sudden all went south. And media is like, well, whose plan was it? And politician is like, it's a secret and you don't know him, and he's fired anyway. And so this dialogue goes like that for some time until everyone just forgets what was it all about in the first place. Well, this strategy might really work in times of peace, but not war, where all the hesitation of the West is clearly taken as a weakness of the usurped Soviet dictator in the Kremlin, and seeing no action from the West, he in turn acts accordingly, as all the dictators were ever doing, that is, killing more people, annexing more land. Ukrainian people, this time Ukrainian land. So, in fact, what the West does with its hesitation and childish fears of escalation only producing more escalation. Well, to be honest, it is natural for all of us when we see obviously stupid things happening around us, we are asking ourselves, what if these stupid things are not that stupid after all? And what if they are part of a kind of wider picture where we're not getting this stage? But we'll get later, a wider divine peace plan of sorts. And what if not? What if there is no plan? What if it is what it seems to be? Exactly an indecisiveness of superpower at its worst, having all the means and all of the might in the world to make war stop today, but not being able to, lacking the only power to make it happen, a power of will.
І протиставити цьому терору можна лише
The only way to counter this terror is with a systematic solution, and this solution is long-range capabilities, enabling us to destroy Russian military aircraft at their bases. This is an obvious, sensible decision. We have already explained to our all partners why Ukraine truly needs sufficient long-range capabilities, and every such Russian strike, every instance of Russian terror proves that long-range capabilities are necessary and the range must be sufficient. We are expecting corresponding decisions, especially from the United States, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, everyone whose resolve can help save lives.
Well, long-range political vision is crucial to allow long-range weapons to talk sense to the Russian Tsar. Being short-sighted and hesitating today means losing the ground, the war, the future, not only for Ukraine. For a superpower like the United States, weakness, like it shows these days, is an unaffordable luxury. And Putin will use this vulnerability, no doubt about that. But maybe that is exactly the plan, to make Putin act and make a mistake, as Russian Tsar is obviously frightened and nervous and rattles in his bunker as Keir Starmer speaks about how UK is ready to overstorm shadow his usurped reign. Well, then inform us in Ukraine about the plan, please, as there have been so many plans of peace for Ukraine recently around that if all accepted and implemented, there will be no Ukraine already, as almost any plan these days includes concessions of our lands and our freedom and our sovereignty to dictatorship, rather than our mutual victory over it. To be put in easy terms, all we need now is to be united in our actions, not inactions, as the one who avoids escalation by avoiding concrete decisions today won't be able to avoid historical accountability for that tomorrow. In even more easy terms for you, Ukraine is craving one thing and one thing only: its own homeland back. Is that too much? Is that too much to be asking for world's help for it? For help and understanding, believe it or not, but if you tolerate this, then your children will be next.